Our ability to see clearly through the third eye is just one aspect of our intuition, but it is a very exciting aspect to a lot of people. So if you're already tapped into your clairvoyance or you want to find ways to expand this ability that you have, you are in the right place, because here I'm going to share 4 tips you can use to clarify your inner sight, as well as 9 clear signs that you're already tapped in, tuned in, and noticing your clear seeing. Stick around to the end of this video because I am going to share something that will probably really surprise you when it comes to seeing within your third eye. Welcome to the Connection Hub. My name is Vanessa and I am here to connect you with your highest good, your highest self, and your highest source. On this channel, I share everything I have learned to embrace the power within. So if that interests you, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and share with someone you love. I was recently on TikTok and I came across a profile of this beautiful young lady who was recently diagnosed with aphantasia, which is the inability to see mental images. And although I would never argue this diagnosis, I'm still really curious to see if energetic healing or removing blocks and beliefs through hypnosis would actually help. If you or someone you know has been diagnosed with aphantasia, consider reaching out because I would love to connect and chat with what's going on and see if there's anything I can do to help from an energetic hypnosis standpoint. Speaking of helping out, I am opening my schedule to new clients again come April 1st. So if sitting together for a psychic reading or even going through a mentorship program would interest you, check out the link below and you can find more details there. Let's go ahead and get started. Here are 9 signs that are telling you you are a natural clairvoyant. You're naturally imaginative. This ability really nurtures the aspect of the daydreaming self. So if you ever notice that you get lost in thought, you just kind of zone out, but you're not really thinking about anything, even just getting lost in the scenery in front of you, imagining things playing out in your mind, this is a fantastic indicator that your third eye is activated and fully aware and fully able to perceive your clairvoyant intuitive messages. Another really great example of this is if you can sit and listen to stories. Maybe it's something a friend is telling you. If you're able to hear things and really visualize what's going on for them or in their experience, this is you activating your imagination, really using that natural ability you have to set the scene, to paint the scene, to really see what the words are describing. You have a good eye for interior design. This was probably one of the biggest giveaways for me growing up. If you're able to stand in the door space of a room or in the middle of the room and just kind of scan your eye around and take a look at the pieces of furniture that are already existing in the space and ask, how can I rearrange the furniture to, most of the time, it's to uplift the energy of the space, but we also want to be able to have a functioning area to live in, but also looks fantastic. You have the ability to remember your dreams, even just a sliver of what you dreamt the night before. This is your higher self and source and your guides and angels letting you know that your third eye is open and you're able to receive visual clairvoyant messages and pieces of guidance to get you on track. Our dream state is such a clear, important channel for us to tune in to what it is our guides need to make us aware of. I would encourage you to write things down. There are fantastic sources through Google. My favorite is Anti-Flow. You're a visual hobbyist. When it comes to your hobbies and the things that you like to do with your free time, there are some people that really enjoy singing or playing an instrument. This would indicate that they probably have a very strong connection to their clairaudience, their inner hearing. If you're a visual hobbyist, then that means you probably enjoy doing things like painting or coloring, making things with your hands, even cooking in the kitchen. If your art leaves behind something visually pleasing, or if you're driven to create things that are visual in nature, this also tells you that you work very intimately with your clairvoyant ability. Visions pop into your head. This can be really helpful if you're in the middle of doing a project, or even doing just something randomly around the house, like washing your hands or folding laundry. And then in the middle of this activity, all of a sudden you see the face of a good friend, and then bam, they text you or they give you a call. Don't dismiss the random symbols or images that pop into your mind's eye. Pay attention to the visions and the symbols and the random visual ideas throughout the day, because there's no such thing as a coincidence. And images and visions and symbols, this is really God's way, the universe's way of communicating precise messages to us. You catch flashes of light or movement in the corner of your eye, and it gets your attention, so you turn your head to see who's there, to see what's happening, and you don't actually see anything. This is energy being attracted to your psychic and intuitive senses. I find that flashes and quick movements in the corners of my eye happen for me when I'm doing a lot of chakra opening work, when I'm doing a lot of meditation, when I'm doing a lot of things where my mental state is more relaxed and resting easefully throughout my day, or if the space itself doesn't have a lot of friction or a lot of noise and a lot of manic personality in the room. You admire life's beauty, even the creation of art. If this is the case, you might feel really drawn to careers like graphic design or architecture, or even being a landscape architect, a makeup artist, a wardrobe stylist, an interior designer. If you find that you really appreciate the beauty of things and it speaks to your soul, then this is letting you know that you are a natural clairvoyant that has connected your inner sight to your heart space. You're great with direction. Being great with direction is a really fantastic skill. You are typically someone that people would really enjoy traveling with. You are someone that doesn't lose their car easily in the parking lot. Being great with directions and easily navigating and finding your way in and out of familiar and unfamiliar places is a sure sign that you are depending on, or at the very least, incorporating your intuitive clairvoyance to help you get from point A to B. You can't see the things you want to manifest. I would have to say this is the most surprising giveaway of being a clairvoyant. If we have gone through this list of 8 other signs that you're a natural clairvoyant, and you can tick off at least one, if not all of them, not being able to see the things you want to manifest could also be added to that list. If we're unable to visualize things, this is a sure sign that God is telling you there is something much greater for you to have and experience and enjoy. I remember I was sitting with a client once, and they had explained to me, after going through a recent breakup, that anytime she closed her eyes and tried to imagine herself with her now ex-partner down the line, she wasn't able to see or visualize that. So please just remember, anytime you do sit down to do visualizing work and you're unable to see what it is that you desire, but you know your third eye is open and you know that you have clairvoyant ability, don't take this as a sign of not being able to see or not being clairvoyant, but instead be rest assured that God has a fantastic plan in store for you that just isn't ready to be revealed as of yet or at that time. If you're looking to tune into your clairvoyance with a little more clarity, here are those 4 tips that you can use in your everyday life that will definitely assist you in getting there quicker. Number 1 is dedicating some time to meditation. You can sit and meditate for 1 minute, for 3 minutes, for 30 minutes. Just take some time to sit and close your eyes so that you're not distracted by the visual things around you. Still the mind, smooth out the breath, breath and just allow for your thoughts to dissipate. The second thing you can do is start engaging yourself with healthy habits. What does a healthy lifestyle look like to you? This is specifically in terms with your mind, your brain, what you're feeding your mind, what you're doing to help your inner vision, and what you're doing to block your inner vision as well. If you're engaging in specific activities that are draining your energy and really causing mental fog or a dizziness, pay attention to what those activities are and start drawing yourself away from them. One of the things that expanded my clairvoyance as well as my other intuitive senses more than anything was the fact that I stopped drinking alcohol and smoking weed and doing drugs. Number 3, do something fun and creative, especially if you're a visual person. If you haven't sat down to one of your favorite hobbies, which I have definitely not. I made that painting and I made that painting, but I haven't made a painting in years. Eek! If you also like to make art, if it's painting, if it's coloring, if it's arts and crafts, whatever it is, if it's knitting, if you haven't done it in a while, treat yourself. Treat yourself, sit down and do something artsy and creative and just have fun. The fourth tip I have for you is just setting the intention to open up your third eye, to receive intuitive messages while you sleep and in your waking life. By setting the intention, you're making it very clear to your higher self and to God that you would love to work on your clairvoyance a little bit more. And I can guarantee opportunities are just going to flood your way. The universe will work with us to make sure that that happens. Final thoughts. I have been on quite the clairvoyant kick lately, talking a lot about really embracing the power that you have within your mind's eye. Teachers and a lot of mentors will speak to the third eye center as being the place for your intuition, the seat of the soul. But I would never want to take away from the power and the gifts that the other intuitive senses have to offer us. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe. Before we go, I do have a tip that I would like to share, and it's a visual meditation practice that I would bring myself through often during the development stages of my clairvoyance. And what I would do is I would count down from a specific number. And in my mind's eye, I would visualize the numbers created of different materials. So the number 10 would be made of a bunch of different flowers. And then I would count down to the number 9, and I would see the number 9 made in different size sticks. And then I would count down to the number 8, and the number 8 would be made of a bunch of different balloons. I really enjoyed this practice because it was fun and interesting for me to see what my clairvoyance would conjure up. It's a good exercise. I love that exercise, and a really great exercise to start with for sure. And this will really help with getting used to the sensation and the vision of seeing different symbols and different images in your intuition. Thank you so much for sitting with me and going through this list of natural clairvoyant ability. Until next time, get lost in joy, and remember, you are always connected.